Across the infinite timeline of cinema, some actors have shone beyond the rest, creating moments in the industry. Entire filmographies stacked with masterpieces, cultural landmarks, and stand-up performances. In doing so, these actors boosted their careers and enhanced our watching experience. But then, the question has to be asked, who's done it the best? That's what I hope to conclude by the end of this video. Who has the best filmography? So the best way to define this is 4 categories. 1. Consistency. How many classics do they have? And was it at least every 2 to 3 years? 2. Longevity. Easily confused with consistency, but this is how long you've been creating them. If you have a few hits in the 90s and then your 2000 movies are lackluster, you are disqualified. Would include Nicolas Cage and Bruce Willis. Yeah, because what even are these? These aren't even cinema. 3. Peak. This is what separates the GOATs from the good actors. The creme de la creme. Cinema. 4. Range. You can be the best in the best movies, but are you really playing the same character? As soon as you get into the big leagues, it's easy for these actors to get typecasted into thug or nerd roles or typical blonde getting chased by a man with a knife, right? And I think challenging that what separates good from most, it's easy to play the safe route.
My nigga.
Denzel Washington. He's been doing it for so long it's kinda hard to believe he's got his first Oscar in 1989. But he's got bangers from Glory to one of his most recent movies, The Tragedy of Macbeth, which is stunning to look at. From Glory, he then carried his efforts to standout 90s movies with Spike Lee. Mo Better Blues, Malcolm X, both being stamped as important pieces of black cinema. In the 2000s, leaning more into larger-than-life roles after the success of Training Day. In these days, it was more or less the same trope, the cool, level-headed guy who holds all the power. So for that, he's deducted points on Range. In He's Got Game, I feel like the character was written more with flaws, but Denzel adds his way of acting to the character and makes the character almost likable when he wasn't supposed to be. But in the same breath, growing up with Denzel as a character was refreshing, because not only did he seem more knowledgeable than his black or white co-stars, he seems to embarrass them, not physically, but psychologically. Almost reminiscent of Sidney Poitier or Richard Roundtree. Tom Hanks.
Say again, please?
Houston, we have a problem.
He may not have the level-headedness of Denzel, but he does have an equally important trope, the average American hero. Along his journey, he receives 2 Oscars from his performance in Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. Watching these movies as a kid was interesting. He almost seemed like the person who wasn't supposed to save the day and didn't look like the part, but he came across as wholesome and likable for the whole movies, or all the movies they did. This likability got him stamped in 2 eras, 2 decades. I find the era that I grew up in. And these are just the kids' movies that he did. Where Washington beats Tom Hanks in longevity and consistency, Tom Hanks blows him out the park with Peak and Range. Leaning more into his comical side and doing animation as well. He does this in his role Toy Story, proving that even CGI can dominate the box office. Meryl Streep.
Ich kann nicht wählen. Ich kann nicht wählen.
Halt's Maul.
Ich kann nicht wählen.
Komm.
Before winning 3 Oscars and becoming the best actor of her generation, she was in Yale perfecting her craft. For movies like Mamma Mia and The Devil Wears Prada, although not part of her Oscar nominations, were crucial parts in her career. And with me growing up with my mum and my sister, we definitely felt the cultural impact of these movies. Her acting ability is vast and it shows, but I wouldn't say that her peak is as high as the 2 people mentioned before on this list. Starred in children's movies, musicals, dramas, and exploring with different accents and wardrobes. Saying this, Meryl Streep has the high ground on longevity and range, and this battle is more centered around pop culture and how well your movies did, But although Meryl Streep is the superior actress, Hanks has a superior filmography. Contrary to popular opinion, I do believe that Tom Hanks does take consistency here. Even though Meryl Streep has had consistently better movies, I do believe that Tom Hanks has set a standard or a level that Meryl Streep isn't set to. Although her Oscar-winning movies are part of her discography prestige, I don't think they are as polarizing as Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'll do anything. I'll be a good boy. I'll be a good boy, Mom, if you let me in.
DiCaprio as an actor doesn't really need too much introduction because I'm sure even if you don't like movies, you've seen him in something. And this is not because he starred in Avengers or Batman. It's because of the merit of his movies, of his acting, how good he is in the movies. He started fresh out the gate with What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Oscar nominated at 19, he showed that he was a serious actor from the jump. His two cult classics being A Love Story, and the second one, an intense science fiction action movie. He thrives on peak and consistency, even though the longevity isn't really his fault because he hasn't had the time as his predecessors. Range is something that I feel like here, even though it's still good, he falls short. In this sense, I feel like DiCaprio goes for more high energy, highly emotional characters who are intense and obsessive, but it works hand in hand. It's more of an emotional watch. You feel like you're not watching a laid back character who's just there. He has to be emotionally damaged or emotionally set back in some way where the character feels 3D. Although they both are known for their amazing accents, they still manage to disappear into roles. Tom Hanks is a clear win on longevity and peak with his run from 1993 to 2000. But DiCaprio has him on consistency and range. And for the reason people keep coming back to his movies, because of his star power, this might not be the best thing for range, but I feel like in every character you see DiCaprio. Samuel L. Jackson.
Attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Jackson isn't just a great actor, he's one of the most recognizable faces, if not the most recognizable face in cinematic history. And his longevity in it is crazy. From Pulp Fiction to the Marvel Universe, he has truly dominated cinema. Even though he's not always playing the hero or the protagonist of the story, he's always playing a character that needs to be played. And although his range and longevity are his strengths, his consistency and peak are where he falls short. Samuel L. Jackson even helped DiCaprio come out of his shell in Django. His longevity to DiCaprio helped him expand his range in that moment into a more villainous portrayal. But throughout his career, his range and obviously longevity hasn't been as strong as Samuel Jackson. He received the honorary Oscar for his contribution to film, and this perfectly fits into the reason why his filmography is the best. He may not be the prestige of acting, but he knows what the people want to see. 154 movie titles and over 27 billion in the box office, more than any other actor ever. I want to end this with a description on why he was honoured. A cultural icon whose dynamic work has resonated across genres and generations and audiences worldwide. Oh my days, man. This video took way too long for me to do. I procrastinate way too much. I'm just lazy. And drawing, animating, and I don't really like to speak, so this video was just long. Let me know some pointers of what you agree, where you agree in the video. Help me a bit, because this editing thing is hard. This drawing thing is hard. The speaking thing is hard. And let me know where you agree with me. Subscribe, like, or dislike. It doesn't it's really matter. Yeah, fuck it. In a bit.